Most men in their 40s aren't losing dating because they're old. They're losing because they're competing in the wrong arena. 75 years ago, dating was local. No dating apps, no social media, no global comparison. In many places, there was no telephone. Some towns didn't even have consistent mail delivery. You met who was nearby. Reputation mattered. Consistency mattered. If you behaved poorly, they followed you. If you were solid, people knew you. The world rewarded reliability. That world is gone. Today, dating is global. Women can access men across cities, countries, and cultures without leaving their couch. Options are infinite. Attention is fragmented. And men who don't understand this are playing yesterday's game. The real challenge for men in their 40s. Most men are still competing like local market. They're trying to be more impressive, more entertaining, more clever, more visible. They think if they just stand out, things will work. That strategy collapses in a global market. Because when everything is available, flash becomes noise, and noise gets ignored. The bad advice that keeps men stuck. You're told, just be confident, get better photos, say the right thing, be more interesting. That advice trains men to perform like monkeys waiting for a treat. It keeps them men active, always adjusting, always seeking approval. At 40 plus, performance isn't your edge, position is. But position requires restraint, and most men were never taught that. Why older men actually have an advantage? Here's the part most men miss. If you're in your 40s and your life is somewhat together, you already have leverage, emotional range, you have pattern recognition, you have scar tissue, you have perspective. But leverage only works if you stop trying to prove yourself. Men who still chase validation age poorly. Men who slow down age well. Another shift most men miss. Here's something else that's changed. Unlike decades ago, sex is no longer rare. If that's all you're looking for, it's widely available. In today's dating market, men and women lead with sex, not intimacy, not commitment, sex. That doesn't make them wrong. It makes sense in a world where men disappear, avoid responsibility, and waste their time. But here's where men need to be wise. For men with stability, direction, and resources, sex is often opening offer, not the prize. It's access, not alignment. If you mistake availability for intention, you lose leverage fast. Why discernment matters more now? Men who are grounded don't shame sex. They also don't let it override judgment. Because early chemistry doesn't tell you how she handles frustration, how she responds to no, how she treats consistency, whether she adds peace or chaos to your life. Sex reveals attraction. Time reveals character. Men who rush feel chosen. Men who wait learn the truth. The arena shift that actually works. I value men don't compete for attention. They compete on presence. They're calm. They're consistent. They're selective. They don't chase. They don't over-explain. They don't negotiate desire. Their life doesn't orbit women, and that's exactly why women orbit them. Why this works in a global world. In a global dating market, attention is cheap, sex is common, words are inflated. What cuts through it is stability. Women across cultures are quietly scanning for the same thing. A man who is regulated, a man who doesn't rush, a man who chooses carefully. Not because they're fragile, because chaos is everywhere. what relevance actually looks like at 40 plus. Relevance isn't youth, it's clarity. It's knowing what you tolerate. It's knowing when to walk. It's knowing when to slow things down. Men who stay relevant don't chase trends. They refine standards. That's what makes you rare. The benefit most men miss. When you compete in the right arena, dating gets quieter. You stop auditioning. You attract healthier women. You regain leverage without bitterness. You stop feeling replaceable. That's the real win. If dating feels harder than it should, you're not behind. You're just competing in the wrong arena. Follow an outlet for men. Real talk for real men. Here you get grounded advice on dating, identity, and staying sharp as a man without pretending you're 25.